Microsoft laid the foundation for the software industry and kicked off a new era of personal computing, with its recognizable and iconic startup sound, igniting a lasting PC revolution centered on software. As a brand that's been loved for a long time, Microsoft pursues endless innovation even in the era of AI, currently reshaping the industry landscape. As we all know, given Microsoft's long and rich history, there's plenty to cover. So, we hope you look forward to this in-depth series. Let's begin with part 1 of Microsoft. In Seattle, Washington, in 1955, a young boy named William Gates was born to parents William Gates Sr. and Mary Maxwell Gates. His name is William Henry Bill Gates III, one of the founders of Microsoft, and the person we all know very well. Due to the influence of his father, a renowned lawyer, and his dedicated mother, the first female chairperson of the United Way of America, Bill spent his early years in a distinguished, affluent, and well-connected environment. With his affluent upbringing and brilliant mind, he displayed talent in math and science from an early age, earning recognition as a child prodigy. With a deep passion for learning, he was such an eager reader that he completed the entire World Book Encyclopedia series. He began reading biographies of famous people at just 7 years old. You could say he followed the typical prodigy path, but with an intriguing twist. Bill loved playing poker from a young age. This special skill was passed down by his grandmother. To aid his cognitive development, she frequently played poker with Bill, honing and refining his exceptional instincts. Without skipping a year, Bill faithfully visited Hood Canal, where he eagerly participated in the event they fondly dubbed the Cheerio Olympics, alongside the children of his family's friends, naturally developing a sense of competition as the first-place winners were invariably celebrated and awarded. However, during his 6th grade, his academic performance took a significant dive. He completely lost interest in the school subjects, retreating sadly to his room and becoming hostile to everything around him. Even for perfect student Bill, that dreaded adolescence hit hard. Bill's mother, known to be a passionate advocate for education, couldn't simply just watch as he strayed. Unfortunately, as she tried to intervene, the barrier between them inevitably grew larger, causing inevitable daily conflicts. Bill later recalled, he felt a strong urge to break free, believing that his parents were trying to control him. His rebelliousness only grew. In 1967, at the age of 12, it culminated in a dramatic incident during dinner. When he talked back harshly to his mother, his enraged father threw a glass of water in his face. What was surprising was Bill's reaction. Rather than being upset, he said, "Thanks for the shower," leaving everyone in shock. After this incident, Bill's parents decided to seek family counseling with him. And they heard quite surprising news. "Eventually, your son will overcome this." But at that moment, Bill's parents had no idea what kind of ripple effect those words would bring. The counselor advised that Bill's unique personality should be respected, and a coercive learning environment would do him no good. Bill's father, having gone through his own rebellious years, decided to follow the advice and take a step back. They decided to transfer Bill from his public school to Lakeside, a prestigious private school known for its liberal atmosphere. Though Lakeside was a secondary school, its tuition was actually 3 times higher than the tuition at Harvard. And this particular decision led to a transformative change in Bill's life. It was here Bill first encountered computers, transforming his destiny. During that time, even when taking into consideration the entire United States, there existed only a few hundred computers. Nonetheless, Lakeside had the unique privilege of access to one, due greatly to Bill's mother's highly influential fundraising efforts. Anyways, encountering this computer was a pivotal moment to transform Bill's life. His rebellious streak faded, and from that point the roots of a programming prodigy began to take hold. Captivated by his new passion for computers, Bill eagerly looked forward to every session. Back during those times, no dedicated computer course was available at the school. The computer was, therefore, placed in a vacant hall, allowing math instructor Paul Stockland to teach students about it. Despite all obstacles, this class remained extremely popular among the math and science elites. Bill, in particular, revealed an amazing natural talent for understanding computers, reaching the level of the teacher in a week's time. However, in this computer class, Bill met someone who would become a fateful counterpart. The person was Paul Allen. Even though they were 2 grades apart and had physical differences, their shared passion for computers was so intense that it made them like twins, an incredible connection between passionate enthusiasts. At that time, Paul was so dedicated to it that he had already started a computer club at school. He took the initiative and extended a direct invitation to Bill to join the group. Paul was already quite well known throughout the entire school due to his remarkable computer abilities. So when he chose to join forces with a younger middle schooler for a coding project, it understandably puzzled some people. But Paul had already recognized Bill's immense potential. While in 8th grade, Bill had successfully achieved first place in a particularly rigorous statewide math competition, where he had to compete against students that were as senior as those in the 12th grade, which had clearly granted him the well-earned reputation of being a math prodigy at Lakeside. Mathematics and programming go hand in hand inseparably, brought by destiny, two computer enthusiasts immersed in programming. When he was just 13 years old, Bill was able to astonishingly amaze both his teacher and also his friends by inventing a computer game called Tic-Tac-Toe. Paul played a crucial role during this period. After immersing himself in computers and enjoying those blissful moments, a new crisis soon emerged for Bill. At the time, the school was able to use an expensive computer thanks to his mother's fundraising meeting. However, they soon ran out of funds to maintain them, making their continued use nearly impossible. Bill found himself unable to accept this situation. Upset as a consequence, aimlessly wandered the school halls. As they seemed to bid a tearful farewell to the computers, an unexpected opportunity came up. He heard that C-Cube, a company, would offer him unlimited access to computers if he could successfully identify bugs within their software. The moment class ended, Bill along with Paul rushed to C-Cubed, firmly believing that they were capable of fixing the program errors themselves. In return, they asked for full access to the computer systems, even after the staff had left for the day. Back during that time, although they were merely high school students, Bill and Paul were deeply engrossed in the research of software, and they tirelessly worked through the night to solve various difficult problems. Their dedication was so intense that they even searched through trash bins for discarded documents to track down bugs. Eventually, they compiled a 300-page problem report, ultimately earning the privilege of unlimited computer access as their deserved reward. United by their love for computers, Paul and Bill became inseparable. But time passed quickly, and soon Paul was set to graduate. In 1971, Paul began his studies at Washington State University, diving into math, science, and computers as he started his college life. Bill was still in high school, yet the error program report that he and Paul had created for C-Cube gained a lot of attention, which brought both Paul and Bill a continuous flow of various programming requests. In a time when there were very few skilled programmers, stories of immensely talented prodigies like Bill and Paul spread rapidly throughout the industry. Then, in the year 1972, they developed a practical computer program named Trafo Data. The program had the capability to collect data from vehicle traffic counters to generate reports. Although it was not perfect, it was still incredibly helpful in managing traffic flow. Once they finished developing the program, they embarked on efforts to market it extensively across various other regions within the United States, even writing letters to Canadian traffic authorities. Though it wasn't an enormous commercial success, earning their first substantial amount of $20,000 made the project genuinely meaningful to them. Having this experience, Paul began to feel disillusioned with college. He decided to drop out from school and instead pursue practical, real-world programming experience. Around that time, it was also time for Bill to enter college. Bill, already known as a genius programmer, not only at school but also in the industry, had terrific grades that allowed him to apply to all prestigious universities, giving him the freedom to choose whichever college he wanted. However, surprisingly, Bill had no intention of becoming an engineer. Instead of selecting MIT, where he could further explore computers, he chose Harvard Law School and started his journey there as a national scholar. However, Harvard brought Bill an unexpected challenge. He found himself among peers who were equally, if not more, intelligent, and even faced a few C's or D's in some courses. Meanwhile, Paul, having already left school, began working with computers at Honeywell, located in Boston near Harvard. In fact, this opportunity was originally offered to Bill first. However, since Bill enrolled at Harvard University, he suggested Paul for the role, launching Paul's promising career as a programmer. While Paul was acquiring hands-on experience as a worker, Bill was beginning to enjoy his first year of college. During this period, he formed a friendship with Steve Ballmer. Yes, the same person who would eventually become Microsoft's second CEO after Bill Gates. Bill's early days at Harvard were indeed fascinating and intriguing. His grades were not the straight A's he enjoyed in high school, but the newfound freedom he experienced made his college life quite rewarding. Bill was also into an arcade game that was called Breakout, which was developed by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, specifically for the Atari platform. He didn't realize they would someday become his legendary rivals. He just enjoyed the game. While Bill relished his freedom, in January 1975, Paul visited him at Harvard. On his way back, he stumbled upon a magazine. With just a quick glance at that magazine photo, Paul intuited profoundly that the chance to change their destiny was right there. He immediately bought one and rushed back to Bill to share the news.